Hi everyone and welcome to Mass Effect 3 Insanity No Upgrade Run Part 1 or Chapter 1. I probably will call it chapters because this one will be, as you can see, me selecting the options and showing everything to you, and I'm going to show you the intro of the game so you can situate yourself in what's going on in the beginning of the game if you happen to not have played or seen the game. But from this chapter and forward I will be editing out all cutscenes and the parts where you get to talk and make decisions, and I will only leave the action scenes, the battle scenes. So this will be more of an action run that a normal playthrough of Mass Effect that will make you see all the decisions and the conversations, even though you're going to see them here, because if you want to see the beginning of the game to kind of, as I said, see what's at stake in the video game and maybe see a little of the story, I will leave the intro and I will probably leave the ending, because this is going to be a highly ranted. I don't think that's the word. I'm going to rant a lot throughout this whole run. Why? Mass Effect was a trilogy. Let's call it trilogy for now, because Mass Effect 4 is going to come out eventually. Mass Effect was a trilogy that I really loved. At least I loved the first one, Mass Effect. I loved the second one, Mass Effect 2. I think they are great games. And I loved this one for about half of it. Now I'm going to differentiate a lot of things. For example, the action, that is, this game is more a third-person shooter than an RPG, is really apparent, and I didn't mind it that much because I was enjoying the story. But I have to say that this was a huge downgrade from the kind of gameplay that we had in Mass Effect 2 and overall in Mass Effect 1. And I know that Electronic Arts, I'm going to talk a lot about Electronic Arts, and I'm going to talk about them in not a funny way, because this is not the first trilogy or franchise, let's say, that they ruined. They ruined a most beloved franchise of mine just when I was a kid. It was the Ultima franchise, and I'm going to be talking about the Ultima games as well, and I will be talking through the episodes. As you see, this one is going to be cutscenes, and at the end of this video you're going to see two battle sequences that take place on Earth, and then the episode of Mars, that is the next episode, is going to be entirely focused on battles and so on and so forth. Now I'm going to visit different planets, because that's what you have to do in the story, and I will be making the decision of what planets to visit first, because this is called Insanity, because that's the name of the difficulty. Insanity is the highest difficulty of the game, and I will start on level 3. This character starts on level 3. This is automatic because I can't really start on level 1. And the Shepherd, I mean the guy who I use, will gain levels, will go up on levels, because that's not something I can manage. And because of going up levels, he's going to gain a little health, but it's going to be little compared to spending points on the part that gives you more health on the options. What I'm not going to do is spend points in any powers or any health upgrades or any weapons upgrades I be changing weapons throughout the walkthrough as I see fit, because that might be necessary, but I will not be spending points, and I will not be spending points on my fellow squad mates that will go on in missions with me. So basically we will be leveling up and gaining a little health, but it will be minor, and everything will be almost a base level. And this is really difficult. To put it bluntly, one grenade that an enemy throws, or an attack of some sort, a biotic attack, which is kind of the magic in this game, will kill me outright with one hit. Even if I'm close to the grenade and not on top of it, I'm going to die. If I get shot up, you're going to see how I get shot up in some sequences, and I almost died. If I get shot up like 3 or 4 times, I enter what is called almost death status. That is the screen going all red, which is something that I never really liked, but whatever. And the thing is, this game has a shield and health. When you drop the shield, the game makes a noise, so you know that the shield is dropped. And I'm going to try to always, when I drop the shield, not get shot or damaged, because the health really drops fast, and you just die. And I'm going to be relying on the game checkpoints. I'm not gonna make quick saves that you're able to do. So if I die, I'm just going to be restarting from the last checkpoint that the game gave me. That is all the limitations that I'm going to do in the no upgrade run. I will not upgrade, as I said. I will not spend points that you must spend points. I will not be upgrading weapons, although I will be obtaining new weapons and using them. And I will be leveling up, because that's something I cannot manage, but I will be not doing anything with that level up, so my health going up will be really minor, because you're supposed to spend points on fitness, I think it's called, the tree that gives you more health and shields. And I'm not going to do that. I'm not going to spend any points. So frankly, I cannot say that this is possible. Why I say that? Because I swear to God, I watch forums, I watch people doing weird runs with different builds, and people playing this game on insanity difficulty, but I haven't seen on all YouTube a single no upgrade run playthrough. I haven't seen one. So I have to think that either no one tried this, or this is impossible actually. And I hope this is the first one, because if this is impossible, I think I will have to at some point upgrade the character or end the walkthrough. So it's sure going to be interesting, because I'm going to treat this walkthrough as I treat all my walkthroughs that has weird limitations on them. This is the part where we get to use Shepard for a little bit. Going to rearrange some powers. Now here I'm going to show you. See, I am an adept. Is called the class that I choose. The adept has 2 powers. One is called singularity, and it's kind of like magic powers, but it's called biotic powers in the game. So singularity is kind of like a little black hole that you can create, that can it's kind of like for crowd control, and it's really useful. And I choose the adept because I'm not going to be able to obtain new powers. I'm just going to use these 2, and I didn't mention the second. The second one is a biotic, like what is it called? I did I forgot how is it fucking called? Jesus. The second one is power that's almost like a laser, a blue laser, and this is not it because this is going to be the melee attack, which I'm also going to use. Yeah, the second one is an attack that's almost affects mostly shields and health, because the enemies are going to have shield over health and sometimes armor and sometimes the tree. Now you see the purple color that down there is my shields, and the health is that little red squares. Now, sorry, I don't remember the fucking name of the attack right now. I was fucking using it, but I'm mostly going to use both of them, since singularity and in the other attack is going to create a better explosion, because when you mix powers you create shock waves and better you damage the enemies better. And here I just get a little excited because I was watching TV at the same time, and I was watching something interesting and I just took a little to get that option, but that's not gonna happen again. So yeah, as I said, I choose this class, the Adept, because it has those two powers at the beginning, and I only get powers at the beginning of the character. That's what I wanted to explain. The different classes have different powers, and some of them even have only one power. And this, I think, is the overall best class to do an upgrade run, because at least it has singularity, although it's unupgraded. Everything is unupgraded, and it has the other attack that damage shields and health. Because this is really difficult. I mean, the game can be kind of easy if you upgrade everything. At some point in an insanity run, the game becomes fairly easy. It's not really that hard if you keep upgrading the character. The singularity, which is the black hole, and the other one are both upgradable, so it's actually you kind of get better at those powers, but I won't. I'll be keeping them at the base level for the entire run. And some scenes that I remember, because I played this game first on PlayStation 3 and then on PC, upgrading of course, some scenes are just really fucking hard. I don't know how I'm going to do to pass them, because you face some enemies at later stages of the game that are really difficult. Even if you are upgraded, some parts spike in difficulty, and I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish them. Now, something. Look at this. Yeah, that just kind of happened. So, what else can I say? So, I wanted to take the time to really explain this walkthrough. We are approaching the first combat area, and you're gonna see my health drop pretty significantly. I'm going to be doing stupid shit like that, like rolling in the air to trigger a cutscene. And look at the health. Look at these are called Ravagers. And just look at how little. I almost died here in the first fucking combat area. We'll see when it happens. There I'm throwing the singularity here. See, my shield is already gone. See, when you combine the singularity and the other power, which I swear to God I will remember the name by chapter 2. When you combine both, you create a special explosion, and you also can combine the powers of your squad mates that will go on missions with you and create even more or better, bigger explosions. So I will be using my squad mates' powers, but I will not be upgrading my squad mates' powers. So they will be, I guess they will die a lot throughout the whole playthrough. There's the flying monster that we're gonna see later. So we have more cannibals, and you can see me here combining the singularity. Now watch this. See, when the screen goes red like that, it means that you're actually taking damage, health damage. So that's really dangerous. When your screen goes red, you should get into cover. But the thing is, the enemies in Insanity, they really carry a lot of grenades, and they're really happy about throwing grenades. They really enjoy it, it seems. And what's it? That's I almost died there. So the third icon there in the fourth position, that's a health. That's a heal. Excuse me, mechanic. Just checking if that guy was alive. And I have three heals for the entire parts of this playthrough, and I will not be upgrading the heals, so I will only have 3. And believe me, this is going to come into strategy later in the game. There I grabbed an assault rifle. I'm going to show you that I'm actually in Insanity, that I don't have auto level up, and that my squad mates will not use his powers unless I tell them to. And there I will show you I'm level 1 because I haven't leveled up yet, but I will level up though. And there you can see that I haven't spent any points, and almost in all parts I'm going to try to remember to show you that I haven't upgraded the character, even at the beginning of the part or at the end. But maybe I'll probably forget about doing that, but you should trust me, guys. I mean, if you are subscribers of mine, or maybe you want to be subscribers of mine, or just watching, trust me, I wouldn't do this if I weren't going to be real about the no upgrade run. Because I'm not trying to prove anything to anyone, I'm just trying to see if this is possible. And I like doing stuff like this. So here we have the real battle of the first part. We're going to have a huge gauntlet of cannibals, and we're going to get rescued at the end. And I was able to do this without editing everything because I didn't die. But believe me, I practiced the first level, because that's essential. If you're going to do an upgrade run, it's essential that you know where the enemies are going to spawn, how much, and where you should throw the singularity to kind of crowd control them and stuff. It's essential. I'm not saying that I haven't practiced the levels, I'm just saying that I'm going to try to make them without so much editing. So there you're going to see the healing. The healing is not only for me, it's for all my squad mates. I don't have any squad mate, I have only Anderson right now, and Anderson is not really a squad mate in this game. But you basically have 2 more people with you on all missions, which I'm going to choose and change maybe throughout the missions. And when you heal, if somebody dies, they are basically in a state of revival. You can approach them and revive them manually by pressing space, or you can use that power, that heal, that will actually revive them and heal them, although not completely. And see, yeah, you can use that to revive them, or you can revive them manually. I had already people dying on the Mars mission, which I already did. And you're going to see a lot of enemies in the Mars mission that are really different to this, because we are just beginning. There are enemies that are really hard and strong, and I have no fucking idea how I'm going to survive them. I guess I'll improvise, and if this is not doable, I will make a decision at that point. I will make the decision of upgrading the character and continuing the run, but cancelling the no upgrade limitations, or I will just cancel the run at the point that it's impossible for me to advance. But it's very unlikely that I will cancel the limitations, because I don't like doing that. I'm very obsessive with those stuff. So there we have the Normandy helping us out and coming to the rescue. And this is the end of the combat of the Earth part. You're going to see the end of the entirety of this cutscene, and the end of where we escape from Earth. And what else did I wanted to say? I hope I didn't leave anything out, because this entire video is basically my intro for this walkthrough. Oh yeah, if this is successful, if I complete the no upgrade run on Mass Effect 3, I will consider doing Mass Effect 2, since this is since in many parts of this run I'm going to criticize what happened with Mass Effect 3 and how they fucking ruined the story. I will be moving in reversal. If I have success with this part 3, I will be moving to part 2 and try a no upgrade run on part 2. And if I am successful in part 2, I will move up to part 1, which is probably my favorite game. So I guess what I'm trying to do is having fun with these games and doing them in a way that I haven't seen anyone doing them. And I kind of always wanted to talk about and criticize what they did with this third part. That's another reason. And the other reason is, whenever we see Mass Effect 4, I will probably cover it, so I will have all 3 Mass Effects already on my channel, which is something I always wanted to have. And this is a good moment to have them, but we're just going to focus on Mass Effect 3 for now. I'm going to do some DLC missions since I have all DLCs bought with this version of the game, which brings all the DLCs. I will do some of them and probably continue with the main story, and then at the end I will maybe do some other DLCs, like a bonus video. But mainly I'm going to focus on the main story. But in one of the DLCs I'm going to be getting a new character, and that one I'm going to do because I like that character. So yeah, I think that's everything, guys. If I forgot everything, I'm going to leave it to part 2. So thank you for watching, and I'll see you in part 2.